swapped that to another show. And it was funny because you were reading, you were like, God darn, this is dark. And I was like, I know, I see that some bitch going right off a damn hill, right off a cliff here. But I understand what draws you to that, though, because it's the scientific side of it. And it's very intriguing.
It is intriguing, but when you watch it on YouTube, you realize, whoa, take that break.
I don't think anybody should watch it. Don't watch it, people. God, just take our word for it.
They had an artery pump that pumped in the dog's mouth, open and closed. It licked its face, and it would react to lights and sounds. Then that's not the first time. Actually, they created zombie dogs. In 2005, American scientists created another pack of zombie dogs. The team rapidly killed the dogs by flushing all the blood from their bodies and replacing them with oxygen and sugar-filled saline. According to the researchers from the Sapphire Center of the Resuscitation Research in the University of Pittsburgh, 3 hours later, the team gave the dogs blood transfusion and an electric shock. The dogs were resurrected, and while some had permanent damage, most were no worse for wear. The research published in the Yearbook of Intensive Care and Emergency Medicine suggests that the treatment could one day revive people who were hemorrhaging blood too quickly for the doctors to repair their injuries.
So, that's what I was talking about with the cloning, too. How far is too far? But you know what? We still do it today in science. Not the cloning part. Well, they're doing the clone. I truly believe out there somewhere in the barn, that man selling that toothpaste is cloning stuff. And there's probably some chickens with a damn, donkey tail on it. And maybe some dogs with maybe some duck parts on them somewhere, but that's out there somewhere. I know it might sound crazy, but damn it, I know it's out there. But what I wanted to say is now people seriously are taking parts and we're putting them on other things. For example, our grandma passed away, right? And by the time, and this was years ago, this kind of messed up too, by the way. Okay. By the time we got home from the hospital, she was at the hospital when she passed. By the time we got home, somebody called and said, "Hey, your grandma's got good eyes. Can we harvest those?" And my dad was like, "No, you can't. Leave her eyes alone." And she had just passed. So,
she barely closed them.
she barely closed, yeah.
They wanted them.
I know. So this is the thing is, how much of that, we put hands on, they got them phantom scratches and stuff like that. Like if they amputate something, they feel like it's still scratching. Or if, they got all them stories about how people believe they get personalities from other body parts to get put on, or all of a sudden they'll start having dreams of stuff and it was the other person's life and stuff. That's some crazy shit. I bet poor Frankenstein, he had about 55 parts on him, and it wasn't that he was angry, it was just he was confused. He didn't know which way to go. He's having all these flashbacks of previous lives.
One foot go one way, one foot go the other.
The other.
Couldn't even walk a straight line.
He couldn't. He looked like Ashley. I tell you, it looked like Ashley getting out of them bushes in the morning.
Tried to say hi, gave him the finger.
He was just trying to get it under control, man. I'm serious. That's what I'm thinking.
Another one is actually, if you go back to the American Horror Story, where they actually that angry slave owner. She, from New Orleans, we actually, on our Periscope, visited the outside of it. But in that, she actually took part. They said that there was actually a human centipede in there, which is a body with other people's arms attached to it to look like a centipede. That is one account that was, and another one that I don't know why, and it's really freaky, but I'm drawn to this crazy outlandish shit. And one of them is Unit 731. It is a covert biological and chemical warfare research and development unit in the Imperial Japanese Army that undertook lethal human experimentation during the Second Senso-Japanese War in 1937 to 1945. The World War II, it was responsible for some of the most notorious war crimes carried out by the Japanese personnel. Some of the numerous atrocities committed by the commander, I don't know his name, and others under his command in Unit 731 include vivisection, I don't know what that, of living people, including pregnant women who were impregnated by the doctors. Prisoners had limbs amputated and reattached to other parts of their body. Some prisoners had parts of their bodies frozen and thawed to study the results, untreating gangrene. Humans were also used as live testing cases for grenades and flamethrowers. Prisoners were injected with strands of diseases and disguised as vaccinations to study their effects. To study the effects of untreated venereal diseases, male and female prisoners were deliberately infected with syphilis and gonorrhea.
Oh, I love that case.
Via rape, then studied.
Oh, no, not that case. Not that case.
I'm like, okay.
Not that one. I wasn't part of that one.
He actually, this doctor that did all this stuff, he was actually granted immunity by the American occupation authorities at the end of the war. He never spent any time for jail for any of this, and he died at age 67 of throat cancer. So he was just out there doing whatever the hell he wanted.
Do you know, that is a case, though, that we did. That is how dirty science gets sometimes, people, is you got to really Google on how we learned our research on syphilis. That goes into, actually using certain people as guinea pigs and stuff like that. But
minorities.
Yeah, minorities. They would actually give them syphilis and watch every week, act like they were giving them the cure or something to treat them, but they would just watch the side effects of it. And it was pretty sad. But also, a tip to you out there, every one of you listeners, if somebody has bumps on the palm of their hands, that's syphilis. Get away from it. Don't.
Syphilis is something else. That's another new sexual thing.
No, that's syphilis, man. I know, I watched it. I watched my documentary. I am STD free. Can you say that, Ashley?
Yeah.
Them lobsters in your britches don't count, right?
Free
She took them by she took them back to the ocean and let them free. No, I was just joking, but you know.
Yes, this one was actually, I don't understand why this was, but it's actually on the list with Frankenstein. It was bat bombs. They actually used to take bombs and put little bats on them and made them fly to certain places to blow that shit up. So that's good.
I am enjoying that.
Because the barns caught on fire. I think I've read this one before because I thought it was really nifty. Really intriguing.
They really put... That's kind of sad, though.
Bombs, or bombs on bats.
That's kind of sad, though. The bomb is going to kill that bat.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Damn it, the shit's getting their heads cut off and asphyxiated and kittens are
getting killed. But all I can think about...
Oh, that poor bat.
Yeah, because let's tie this back into Frankenstein. That's kind of,
I don't know why. Yeah,
that's kind of sad.
And I was like, why the hell is it dentist? I remember reading this. It's in World War II, the U.S. Marine Corps working on a project that trained bats as kamikaze bombers against the Japanese.
That's horrible. That's
horrible.
horrible.
Pennsylvania dentist Little Adams first proposed the idea to the White House in 1942 after visiting the bat-filled caves at the Carrasbal Caverns in New Mexico. Adams proposed strapping tiny incendiary explosives to the animal and exploiting their use of echolocation to find roosts in barns and attics. According to Little's plan, the bomb-strapped bats would fly to Japan, nestle in the nooks of the most wooden buildings in Japan's cities, and set them ablaze. The Marine Corps captured thousands of Mexican free-tailed bats and developed explosive devices to strap to their backs. The project was scrapped in 1943, probably because the U.S. government had made it progress in the atomic bomb.
Okay, this is what bothers me about that story. One, that we're tying that all into Frankenstein, and they're putting things together.
That's because it's fire.
But hold on. This is what bothers me, and this is my realization with Frankenstein, is that, I'm thinking of Hotel Transylvania, where they got them little bats.
Oh, God,
that's so sad. That's so sad. That's what I'm thinking. Then you put that little bomb on there.
Come on, Dracula. You should have listened to our last show.
I know. If you had listened to us about Dracula, those dumbass people wouldn't put those bombs on there. But you know what? That's sad. And then Frankenstein was in that too, and it was sad, man. Now you done made me sad. We gotta keep this party up.
Well, how big is this bomb? It's just gonna be like pop, kind of like when you, I don't know, I heard if you give Alka-Seltzer to
okay, this is went really wrong. Don't give Alka-Seltzer to any bird.
Don't do it, but it, like a lot of people told me if you throw Alka-Seltzer up to seagulls and they capture it, then they'll just explode. So would that be kind of like a little bat? How big is this bomb on there?
Well,
it bats?
So are we talking about like in the sky?
Bats. Now those are freaking huge. You could probably blow up a car, but damn, those little itty bitty bats, like if you take the size of your thumb.
All of a sudden, poof! There was one right there. I didn't even know.
Damn, we're getting invaded.
Okay, guys. So that's some of the topics, some of the things. Guys, take a look around science right now, and what you're reaping the benefits of is Frankenstein. We've got all these parts in us.
Like white fake organs, artificial organs.
Okay. Why they gotta be white, Ashley?
I don't know. Well, it sounds better than just having like a black heart. That means you're evil. You know, I got a black heart. Everybody says that. So if they,
I don't know. I've never personally said that, Ashley. But anyway, no, we've got.
One will look more realistic because red's really dark. So why was it white? Motherfuckers.
Oh, now she's got to go study, people. She's off. Anyway.
I gotta go have science time.
So what we were saying, guys, is that, you know, everything now could be classified as Frankenstein. You know, my favorite, what was your favorite movie with Frankenstein in it?
Oh God, I don't want to hear about that stupid ass movie that everybody, you make me watch every Halloween and it sucks every time.
I love it. Everybody loves it out there. Everybody. All 2.5 listeners we have, and Jesus loves that movie. It's Monster Squad, people. I love that movie. Frankenstein's like, whoa, and he's getting sucked
just
up
like
in the
that.
hole. Yeah, that's what Ashley looks like too, when she's trying to figure out how to get back on her couch. But no, and he was like so sweet,
And he was like,
yeah, and it was just a really sweet time.
Actually, Frankenstein reminds me of old Hunter Burton.
Oh goodness, don't he?
He has a big old foot and he stomps it when he tries to dance. Hell yeah, it's like it.
And his head sometimes looks like it's a square on top.
Yeah.
That's why I love it so much. Hunter Burton is our Frankenstein. Oh my gosh, you don't say many
And he
words.
laughs like, it sucks.
The other day, we to give you an update on Hunter Burton, he has been on this show numerous times on the Paranormal Party. I love him. I want him to follow us around. He's a great guy. He had his own show on Spreaker. Just a really, really great guy. And he is coming back on The Vibe. He is getting ready to start his show up. And we're so glad. We talked to him the other day and we were telling him about a situation. And he knows us so well. Because we were telling him about this thing that was happening to us. And he just started dying laughing. He was like, Misty, I would love to see your big old eyeballs when this was happening. And that's... So we got to give a shout out to our boy Hunter. We love him. You know who else we want to give a shout out to? That old fuzzy bear himself, Josh Bender over Bender. I tell you what, he's a host on Chasing the Ladies. Well, Supernatural.
One thing is, I just thought he would really be missing an opportunity if he didn't name his children Ben, middle name Dover, and then Bender.
Bend over, Bender.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's really a nice fellow. We kind of hung out with him this past weekend, and Holly. You know, we love Holly to death. But anyway, guys, that's just something that we did this last weekend with them at the Paranormal Restore, and we just love him. Really great guy. I find that if you watch any videos, that we are partaking in, you hear me going, Josh, you gotta do that, Josh. And then by the end, he was going, well, let me take a couple more because Misty's gonna bitch about these. That's how you get them, people. You just keep bitching until they conform, and then everything's fine.
Bitch. You can't bitch. You gotta be like, what are you doing over there?
Yeah.
Just like that.
Or Josh, get over here, Bender. Gosh. Anyway, so what we want to talk about really, really quick, it's paranormal opinions before we get off here. We got 5 minutes left, so we want your opinions, everybody. This is our first live show in a long time. We had some, the gods didn't want you to, they wanted you to take it a little bit in the middle of it. So make sure that if you want to listen back to this, there's 2 episodes of this because we got right back on at this party. But guys, what is your opinion on paranormal pillow talk? Now, what we like to talk about this, and we've kind of coined this phrase, but it's where you go to these cons, and everybody at cons are so happy and happy to be around each other and just a good times and stuff like that, right? And you always make these plans, like, I'm going to do this, guys, or I'm going to do that. But then when you are out in your real worlds and you're back to your real lives, a lot of times those plans don't carry through, or you don't end up talking to each other. One doesn't reciprocate to the other. It's kind of like it was pillow talk. You understand what I'm saying?
Pillow talk. It's off of what is it? Grateful? No,
it's the Dead, the Evil Dead.
Evil Dead.
He's like, this is just pillow talk, baby. Yeah.
Pillow talk is you tell them really nicely, just so you can screw them, and then you don't need them.
But you don't. I mean, the screwing doesn't really have to come with the paranormal. It's just sometimes it does.
I think it is. And
I know.
I don't give these. I mean, you might think I do, but I don't give these treats out very often.
Oh Lord, no. You ever seen the what you call about